Hello dear students, I hope that you all are fine and you are doing your studies very well. Today I am going to discuss about the chapter continuity, and in this chapter continuity I am going to solve few questions related to your exercise 5.1. So in the last class we have learned about the few definition, okay, very important definition. The first definition is that where the function f, that particular function f is continuous at a particular point A in a domain. Here A is the particular point. So condition is that limit x tends to fx, here limit x tends to a plus is a minus, and this is what? A plus. Okay. Left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to what? Functional value, provided all are exist. Very important, provided what? All are exist. That means left hand limit individually exists, right hand limit individually exists, and functional value should be defined on the particular function. Okay, and then we can then we can find individually these three, and if they are all equal, then we can conclude that the function a, that is function f, is continuous at x is equal to what? A. Now left hand limit is equal to right hand limit means, and both are exist, then these two limit together becomes what? Limit x tends to fx, as per the definition of limit, and it which is equal to what? Fa. And this definition is also called the definition of a function to be continuous at a point, and here this point we consider as an arbitrary point. It may be any one of the point of the particular domain, and in such cases we will use this particular result. And another particular concept we learn, that is what a function is continuous means. What is the meaning of a function is continuous? A function continuous होने का मतलब क्या है? Means it is continuous at every point in its domain. Very important, every point in its domain. Domain के अंदर जितने points है सारी point में continuous होना पड़ेगा. That means throughout the domain, we have also discussed, throughout the domain the function should be what? There is no break. ऐसा function होगा, ऐसा अगर suppose this is the domain of the function, and throughout the domain there is no break. आप पेन को lift नहीं करेंगे. To draw the graph, there will be no lift of your pen. Okay, this is the idea about the discussion in the last class, and these are the basic concept regarding this. And to get this particular concept, we have discussed with few examples, and we will find out that this is the only definition to show that a function is continuous at this particular point, and the function is continuous. This definition and that definition are same definition, but in application point of view, where for particular point you use this, and for general point use this. That is the distinction you have to remember. And this thing from this particular graph, it is very clear that a function is continuous means it should be continuous at each and every point. Okay, let us. So this is the first question of today's class. In this question you see the function is defined as there is fx equal to what? X when x less than equal than 1, and fx equal to 5 when x greater than 1. Okay, this is the domain of the function. Okay, and you have to check that whether the function is continuous at x equal to 0, x equal to 1, and at x equal to what? 2. Okay, now your domain is this. Now in this domain is where x is equal to 1 is the point of split. Okay, point of split, इस point में domain को divide किया गया है. So ultimately how many part? This is one part and this is another part, and x is equal to 1 is a particular part. Okay, so your domain is the set of real number from this condition, and there are two general part, and this is a particular part. And in this particular part, what we will do, we will solve the equation by method of left hand limit, right hand limit, and functional value. And other part, like suppose x is equal to 0, because exactly x is equal to 0 is not, f0 is not exactly given. Okay, indirectly given. X is equal to 2, where f0 is not directly given, or f2 is not directly given, but here f1 is given. F1 is given because when x is equal to 1, f1 equal to what? 1. So these are two values are not directly given, understood? F0 and f2, and therefore we are going to use left hand limit and right hand limit rule to show that the function is continuous at x is equal to 1 or not. इस पॉइंट में हम लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट राइट हैंड लिमिट यूज़ करेंगे, और ये बाकी जो पॉइंट है वो हमें नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज x इज इक्वल टू 0 इज़ हियर, सम x इज इक्वल टू 2 इज़ लाइज हियर। तो x इज इक्वल टू 0 के लिए लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट राइट हैंड लिमिट यूज़ नहीं करेंगे, दूसरा तरीका यूज़ करेंगे। और फॉर x इज इक्वल टू 2 व्हाट हैपन, अगेन द सेम process will used, left hand limit right hand limit and functional value will not use, other process will be used. So see how I am going to solve the question. You see, for x less than 1 means whenever x less than 1, from this condition fx equal to x. When x less than 1, your fx is equal to what? X. Okay, and fx equal to x is an identity function, which is an identity function, and we know that identity function there, and hence it is continuous for x less than 1. That means our function fx is continuous for all x less than what? 1. जितनी x है 1 से छोटा सबसे क्या है, सब में क्या है, फंक्शन कंटिन्यूस है। तो अल्टीमेटली 0 is what? Less than 1. So function will be continuous at x equal to 0. Therefore f is continuous at x is equal to 0. This is the first case. Okay, now go for another case, that is general case is what? x greater than 1. x greater than 1 होगा तो हमें 2 भी मिल जाएगा. So for x greater than 1, what is happening here? See, for x is equal to 1, when x greater than 1, you see your function is fx. fx is what? 5. And we know that such type of function are called always constant function, because every image of every element is mapped with what? 5 under this condition. Okay, and therefore fx is equal to 5 is a constant function, and therefore f is continuous for all x greater than what? 1. Constant function are always continuous, and therefore the function f is continuous for all x greater than 1. For all x greater than 1 means what? That is, it is continuous at x is equal to what? 2. We can write this. Okay, so for x is equal to 0 and for x is equal to 2, we show that the function is continuous. Now our target is to show that the function is continuous at x is equal to 1 or not. For this, since 1 is a particular point, and in this point functional value is exactly defined, and therefore we can go and show it by left hand limit and right hand limit method. Okay, now at x is equal to 1, so let us check left hand limit x tends to what? 1 minus. X tends to 1 minus means x is less than what? 1. The number line, this is 1. X is approaches to 1 from the left. So when x tends to 1 minus means x is less than 1, and when x less than 1, fx is equal to x. So we can write limit x tends to 1 minus x, which is equal to limit h tends to 0, 1 minus h. Why this is? Because you can write, when you see x is tends to 1 minus means x is less than 1, and x is less than 1 means x something from 1 to be subtracted which is positive. ठीक है, सो x 1 से क्या है? छोटा है, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? सो 1 से कोई एक पॉजिटिव नंबर माइनस करो, छोटा हो पॉजिटिव नंबर माइनस करो, तब जाके आपको x मिल जाएगी. ठीक है, जैसे आप लोगों को सपोज 2 इज़ लेस देन 2.1. ओके, 2.1 So you can write 2 equal to 2.1 minus 0.1. Yes or no? So ये सपोज मान लो आपका x है, इसका x है, और ये मान लो आपका क्या है, एक पर्टिकुलर नंबर है. So this particular x is less than what? 2.1, and which can be written as 2.1 minus this. And what is 0.1? It is a very small quantity and which is positive. ठीक है, आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड. ये पार्ट आप लिख सकते हो साइड में. x टेंस टू 1 इम्प्लाइज h टेंस टू व्हाट? 0. आप जब x का वैल्यू इधर 1 पुट करेंगे, अप्रॉक्सीमेट वैल्यू पुट करेंगे, तो 1 1 कैंसल, इट बिकम्स व्हाट? h टेंस टू 0. दिस पार्ट should be right in the right of this there is answer of the question. Okay, and finally you are getting the value of limit पुट करोगे तो क्या होगा? 1 होगा. So what we are getting, left hand limit is exactly is equal to what? 1, and which is a finite and fixed quantity, and therefore we can say that left hand limit exists. Similarly, right hand limit x tends to 1 plus fx, and x tends to 1 plus means x is approaches to 1 from the right, so we can write x is greater than what? 1. X is greater than 1 because you see x is approaches here, x approaches from right, then what happen? X is greater than 1. X is greater than 1. So x is greater than 1 means what? Fx is equal to what? 5. So you can write limit x tends to what? 1 plus 5, because fx is replaced by what? 5 under the condition that x is greater than what? 1. Now this is the limiting value. What is the limiting value of this? The limiting value of this is equal to what? 5. Now you observe that left hand limit is finite and fixed quantity and which is exist. Right hand limit is finite and fixed quantity which is exist. Therefore, from these two results we conclude that left hand limit and right hand limit are not equal. One is 1, another is what? 5. And since left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, so we can conclude that since left hand limit is not equal to what? Right hand limit. Okay, so what is our conclusion? Therefore f is discontinuous at x equal to 1. इसमें फंक्शनल वैल्यू नहीं चाहिए. फंक्शनल वैल्यू नहीं चाहिए इसका मतलब है ऑलरेडी लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट एंड राइट हैंड लिमिट आर अनइक्वल, सो फंक्शनल वैल्यू का ज़रूरत नहीं. अगर इक्वल हो जाता तो फंक्शनल वैल्यू मीन्स f1 का ज़रूरत होता. f1 हम निकालते हैं और चेक करते हैं लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट राइट हैंड लिमिट एंड f1 इक्वल हुआ कि नहीं. अगर इक्वल होता तो कंटिन्यूस हो जाता. इसमें क्या हो गया? लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट इज़ ऑलरेडी नॉट इक्वल टू राइट हैंड लिमिट, सो नो नीड टू गो that is to find the functional value. Okay, so in this case the function is discontinuous at x is equal to what? 1. So among 3 points what we get, one function is x equal to 0, function is continuous at x equal to 0, at x equal to 2 and at x equal to what? 1. Suppose that this question is given for 1 mark. अगर आपको एग्ज़ाम में 1 मार्क दिया जाएगा तो आप कैसे उसको सॉल्व करेंगे? इतना लंबा करके सॉल्व करके आपको तो मार्क ज़रूर करेक्ट होगा, लेकिन योर टाइम विल बी लॉस एंड इट इज़ नॉट द एक्चुअल प्रोसेस. सो हियर यू हैव टू ऑब्जर्व दैट आपको कह दिया वेदर द फंक्शन इज कंटिन्यूअस एट एक्स इक्वल टू 0 और एक्स इक्वल टू 1 और एक्स इक्वल टू 2 एंड हैव गिवन 1 मार्क. तो यू हैव जस्ट सी एक्स ग्रेटर देन 1, एफ एक्स इक्वल टू 5 इज ए कांस्टेंट फंक्शन. तो आपका वहाँ से उस कंडीशन से क्या होगा? x इज इक्वल टू 2 में क्या होगा? फंक्शन कंटिन्यूस हो जाएगी. When x less than 1, f x is equal to identity function and therefore the function is continuous. हो गया 0 and 2 में हो गया. and x is equal to 1 के लिए क्या होगा? x less than 1 होगा तो आइडेंटिटी फंक्शन आएगी. x less than 1 होगा तो आपको लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट मिलेगी. ये लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट में क्या आएगी? x less than 1 एंड राइट हैंड लिमिट में क्या आ रहा है? x greater than 1. सो x less than 1 के लिए f x equal to x, तो x का वैल्यू 1 पुट करो, लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट 1 होगा. x greater than 1 के लिए राइट हैंड लिमिट मिलेगी एंड देन एफ एक्स इज इक्वल टू 5 और राइट हैंड लिमिट का वैल्यू क्या होगा? 5 होगा और दोनों क्या हो जाएगा? अनइक्वल होगा एंड देयरफॉर द फंक्शन इज डिसकंटिन्यूअस एट एक्स इज इक्वल टू 1. सो हम ऐसे ऑब्जर्व करके भी बाय ऑब्जर्विंग ऑल्सो वी कैन फाइंड द सोल्यूशन ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन इफ द क्वेश्चंस contain 1 mark. Okay, and if the question contain 4 marks, so you have to go details, you have to write all the steps and solve the particular question. Thank you. This is the second question of today's class. Okay, second question, and see, this question is you are to discuss the continuity of the function. Discuss the continuity of the function means यू आर टू डिस्कस थ्रू आउट दिस डोमेन। डोमेन की जितनी पॉइंट्स है सारी पॉइंट में आप ये उसका कंटिन्यूटी के बारे में डिस्कस करना होगा। नाउ योर डोमेन इज दिस वन, डोमेन इज व्हाट, दिस वन। नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू स्प्लिट द डोमेन, यू सी, split the domain, this is your minus infinity to plus infinity, ठीक है, this is set of real number, okay। And now what is your domain? Now check, there are 2 points specifically defined here, one is -3, another is +3. So let us first plot this for 2 point -3 and 3. Now this -3 and 3 divide the whole real number into what, 4 part, okay। And first condition is that here x is less than equal than -3, means x is equal to -3 and less than this, between this part is x less than -3, and in between -3 and 3 in between this is part is what, -3 less than x less than what, 3, this part, and this part is x is greater than what, 3. So if you see this condition, on this condition you see x less than -3 and x equal to -3. So from here to here x less than -3 and including the point, so आपको क्या हो गया, this part is completed. Now another condition is that -3 less than x less than 3, so this part, okay, and finally x greater than this part and equality. So finally what we get, your domain of the function, clearly your domain is what, domain of the function is what, set of real number. Clearly this is the solution. Solution of the question is what, clearly the domain of the function is what, set of real number, and domain is divided into 5 categories. This category number 1, category number 2, category number 3, and this one 4, this one what, 5. So domain is split into 5 parts, okay, and among all this part there are 3 parts are what, these are called general cases. Part 1, 2 and 3, all part 1, 2 and 3 are what, general cases, because there are the infinite number of points are there, there are infinite number of points are there, there are infinite number of points are there, okay. So these are called general cases. And what are the particular case? -3 is one particular case and +3 is another particular case, okay. So we are going to discuss the continuity of function, means we are going to discuss each and every point. This means we are discussing all point in this interval, all point in this interval, all point in this interval, and then finally we discuss the particular point -3 and 3, and then finally what happened, we will find out that where the point, where the function is discontinuous and where the function is continuous, okay. This is the actually discussion and need of the problem, requirement of the problem, okay. So let us discuss all the general case first. First we discuss this, then we discuss this, then we discuss this one, okay. So start with case number 1. Case 1, when x less than -3, very interesting. When x less than -3 and -3 is a number here and 0 is somewhere else, 0 इधर कुछ होगा, so definitely this particular number is x is less than what, 0. You can say x is less than 0, and you know here the function is defined as modulus of x plus 3. When x less than -3, f(x) equal to what, modulus of x plus 3. But when x less than 0, and you know that modulus of x is equal to what, -x, and therefore your function becomes f(x) is equal to what, -x plus 3, okay. So when x is less than -3, your function is f(x) is equal to what, -x plus 3, and you already know that this type of function are always polynomial function. This type of function are called what, polynomial function. These are what, polynomial function. This type of function are all polynomial function, and polynomial function are what, always continuous. This type of function are always continuous. Polynomial function are always continuous, ठीक है, understood. So finally what we get, x less than -3, for x less than -3 means x less than 0, and we get modulus of x is equal to -x, and therefore for x less than -3 your function is this one, and which becomes what, minus x plus 3, and which is a polynomial function, and polynomial function are always continuous, and therefore we conclude that our function fx is continuous for all x less than what, minus 3. That means your function f जो होगा ये continuous हो जाएगा, continuous for all x less than what, minus 3. Understood? So this is for the particular case number 1. I hope you understand. X less than minus 3 means x less than 0. When x less than 0, modulus of x is equal to minus x, and therefore your function becomes minus x plus 3, and which is a polynomial function, and hence it is continuous, and therefore it is continuous for all x less than minus 3. Okay, so let us proceed with the second case, case number 2. Now case 2. Case 2 क्या है? minus 3 less than x less than 3. Now under this condition, minus 3 less than x less than 3, your function is what? fx is equal to what? fx is equal to what? Minus 2x. Now fx is equal to minus 2x can be written as what? 0 plus minus 2 into x, and 0 is a real number, minus 2 is a real number, power of x is equal to 1, and therefore it is a polynomial. Which is a what? Polynomial. Which is a polynomial function. I will give the detailed notes. I will share you into what that is a WhatsApp group, and you will get your answer of the details answer of the particular question. Okay. So I just make you understand how it is. It is a polynomial function, and we already know that polynomial function are what? Polynomial function are what? Continuous. Polynomial function are what? Continuous. And and finally we can conclude that so function f is continuous for all x lying between what? The interval minus 3 to 3. Okay, lying between minus 3 to plus 3. Okay, this is an open interval. Understood? So what do we get for minus 3 less than x less than 3? Fx is equal to what? Minus 2x, which is a polynomial function which is continuous for all x within this particular interval. Okay, so I hope you understand. Okay, this is the case number 2. General cases are easy. Now let us discuss with the case number 3. What is case? When x is greater than 3. Now when x is greater than 3, here condition x greater than 3 is included. Your function fx is what? 6x plus 2. Your fx is what? 6x plus 2. And now see, fx is equal to 6 plus 2 is a polynomial function. It is a polynomial function, and hence it is continuous for all x greater than 3. For all x greater than 3. So when x greater than 3, fx is a polynomial function, and hence it is continuous for all x greater than 3. Details of the answer will be available. I will share it to you in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Now we are going to discuss two other cases. This is minus 3, a particular point. This is a plus 3, another particular point. So minus 3 is a particular point, so that's why we are going to use the left hand limit, right hand limit, and functional value at minus 3, because at x equal to minus 3 functional value is there. At x equal to 3 functional value is also we can get. What will be f3? When x equal to 3, f3 will be what? 6 into 3 plus 2 means 20. And when x is equal to minus 3, f of 3 is equal to what? Modulus of minus 3 plus 3 means क्या होगा? 6 होगा. So functional value is exist, and therefore we can check at minus 3 and 3 by using the left hand limit, right hand limit rule. Okay, let us discuss the case number 4 at x equal to minus 3. So particular case is little bit lengthy process. You have to find individually left hand limit, right hand limit, and check whether it is continuous or not. Left hand limit is equal to limit x tends to minus 3 minus. इस माइनस का मतलब है x is approaches to minus 3 from left. Okay, this is your number line, this is your minus 3, and x is approaching to minus 3 from the left. So x is approaches to minus 3 from the left, is indirectly meaning that जितना x होगा ये सारी x क्या होगा माइनस 3 से छोटा होगा, तो हम लिख सकते हैं x is less than what, minus 3. And when x is less than minus 3, we already show that fx equal to minus x plus 3. So your fx, this is your fx, and this fx can be written as what, limit x tends to minus 3 minus fx is equal to what, minus x plus 3. Why minus x? Because x tends to minus 3 minus means x is less than minus 3 and which is less than 0, and therefore modulus of x is equal to what, minus x. Okay, so from here we can say that here we are going to use x tends to minus 3, x is less than what, minus 3, means you can write x equal to minus 3 minus h, where h is positive, you write h is positive. Okay, and here you can write x tends to minus 3 implies h tends to what, 0. If you put approximate value of x equal to minus 3 here, then minus 3 cancel, h tends to what, 0. So you can write here limit h tends to 0 and x less than minus 3 is minus x. So here you can write x is replaced by minus 3 minus h, minus 3 minus h plus 3. Okay, plus 3, and give a bracket here. Okay, and finally you will get the result if you put h is equal to 0 here, and this is minus a plus होगा, plus 3 कितना होगा, ultimately your value will be what, 6. The result will be what, is equal to what, 6. Okay, so finally left hand limit is equal to what, 6, which is a finite and fixed quantity, and therefore we can say that left hand limit exists. Let us, we are going to find right hand limit. Now right hand limit. X tends to minus 3 plus, again draw the number line. You see this is minus 3 plus means x is approaches to 3 from the right. That means all the x are greater than what, minus 3. All the x are greater than minus 3 means you can write x equal to minus 3 plus h, where h is positive. Okay, and then you x tends to minus 3 implies h tends to 0 hoga. So when x greater than minus 3, x tends to minus 3 plus means x is greater than minus 3, and x is greater than minus 3 condition is here. This is the condition, and for this condition functional value is equal to what, minus 2x. So this is your fx, and you can write limit x tends to minus 3 plus fx is what, minus 2x. And then another step you move, then you get limit h tends to 0 from this condition. Okay, limit h tends to 0, then x will be replaced by minus 3h minus 2 to have already, minus 2 into minus 3 plus h. Okay, and then you conclude that if you put h is equal to 0, you are getting the limiting value is equal to what, 6. Okay, so if you put h is equal to 0 here, h अगर इधर 0 पुट करेंगे तो रिजल्ट क्या हो रहा है, 6 हो रहा है. तो फाइनली राइट हैंड लिमिट इज ऑल्सो व्हाट, एग्जिस्ट, because it is finite and fixed. So left hand limit is 6, right hand limit is also 6, and therefore both are equal. So हम क्या करें, अभी प्रोसीड करें फंक्शनल वैल्यू में. एट x इज इक्वल टू माइनस 3 फंक्शन का वैल्यू क्या होगा. एट x इज इक्वल टू माइनस 3 कंडीशन इज हियर. x इज इक्वल टू माइनस 3 होने से f3 क्या हो रहा है, फंक्शनल वैल्यू मीन्स व्हाट, f3. ऑल्सो f of minus 3, f of minus 3 is equal to what, this is modulus of minus 3 plus 3, and modulus of minus 3 is positive absolute value, so 3 plus 3 is equal to what, 6. Finally we see that functional value is equal to right hand limit is equal to what, left hand limit. So we can conclude that therefore left hand limit is equal to right-hand limit is equal to functional value, and which implies that f is continuous at x equal to minus 3. F is continuous at x equal to minus 3. Now, I have discussed all the part, case 1, case 2, case 3 and case 4. The final case is what? The particular case which is called x equal to 3. So, this is from my side, this particular case you are going to solve it, okay? You are going to solve it, how to find left hand limit, how to find right hand limit, how to find functional value, and check whether the function is what? Continuous at x equal to 3 or not. If we observe that at x equal to 3 left hand limit and right hand limit not equal, then no need to proceed to find functional value. Functional value निकालने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. तो वहाँ से हम conclude कर सकते हैं function is not continuous. And if it is so that at x equal to 3 what happen, left hand limit and right hand limit are also same, then we can go further for finding what? Functional value, and check whether all these three are equal or not. If it is equal like this, okay, then you can say that it is continuous at x equal to 3. And if it is not equal, then we can conclude that function is not continuous at x equal to what? 3. Okay. So after discussing all these details, you will find that there are a particular point. I just give a hint to you that at x equal to 3 function will not be continuous. So हमें continuous नहीं होगा. तो आपका discussion का ultimate conclusion क्या होगा? आप कहेंगे the function is discontinuous at x equal to 3. That means only point of discontinuity is what? X equal to 3. Whole domain में, पूरी domain में क्या है? There are infinite number of all real numbers are there, and among all these real number only 3 is the point where the function is डिसकंटिन्यूस. अगर फंक्शन एक ही पॉइंट में डिसकंटिन्यूस है तो आपका कंक्लूजन क्या होगा? द फंक्शन इज ए डिसकंटिन्यूस फंक्शन. ओके, सो आई हैव डिस्कस्ड 2 क्वेश्चंस टू यू, एंड आई होप दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस पर्टिकुलर 2 क्वेश्चन, एंड the process of solving the questions, like how to convert into h, that is very important, and approaching to 3 from left or approaching to 3 from right or minus 3, whatever the number. तो ये सारी चीज़ आप लोगों के लिए काफ़ी क्लियर होना चाहिए. देयर विल शुड नॉट बी एनी कन्फ्यूजन, एंड देन यू विल एबल टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चंस. ओके, सो आई विल गिव सम होमवर्क टू यू एंड यू विल सॉल्व इट. ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड हैव ए गुड डे.